Hi everyone, it's James here from Production Expert, back with another gear review, and this time a guitar amp sim with a difference. Please welcome the Bogren Digital MLC Subzero 100. This thing is awesome. Now I know I say that about all gear reviews, but to be honest, most gear these days is awesome. But I think this could be, if you're the kind of a higher gain player, metal, rock, that sort of thing, this could be the one amp sim for you. We'll have a quick look round. You've already heard the track. You've already heard how great this thing sounds. But I want to show you how easy it is to dial this thing in and a couple of the really cool features that make this thing stand apart from the crowd. And let's face it, there's quite a crowd out there in the whole kind of guitar amp sim world these days. So let's dive in to the UI and get to know this thing. First things first, we need to make sure we're in tune. So down here we have a rather lovely tuner. Lovely. So the GUI is divided into 5 main sections. We have our preamp pedals, Vanilla Sky and OVD1. Vanilla Sky is a kind of tube screamer type effort, and OVD1 is more distortion than overdrive, I think, along the lines of something like the Marshall Governor or Drive Master, anything like that. We then have the main amp head with our normal controls, cab emulation, mic emulation, all that sort of stuff. This is where this thing really sets itself apart from other such amp sim type things, but we'll come on to that in a minute. We then have a master graphic EQ, 10-band graphic EQ, and our stereo or our modulation output effects. So we've got a really nice delay and a really nice reverb. Now, has to be said, we are locked down to those 4 effects pedals. 2 distortions up front, or an overdrive distortion, and the delay and the reverb. That's it. Nothing else, no extras, no goodies. That's it. Keep it simple, stupid. Let's dive into the main amp because that's where things are going on. We have 3 channels and the EQs for these channels are completely separate. So I can do crazy stuff here and it not affect channel 2 or 3, which is nice. Gain controls. Gain is a balance, we know that. If you want it dirty, turn the gain up and the volume down. If you want it clean, turn the gain down and the volume up. It's kind of simple. Power amp controls, presence, depth, and our feedback loop. We have a gate. Now the gate is very handy for high gain tones because we don't want that high kind of nasty sitting in the background. Not good. Over here we have our power amp controls, and we can switch between 2 different valve types, power amp valve types, 6L6s or EL34s. It does make a difference. It's subtle, but it does make a difference. And our master volume. That's pretty much it for the amp. The cab section of Subzero 100 is very, very cool. They're employing what they call IRDx, or Impulse Response Dynamics, with an X. Who knew? Now, impulse responses, or IRs as they're known in the guitar world, are kind of the standard way where we can impart the tonality of speakers, reverbs, all that sort of stuff onto our guitar patches, or other patches, but in this case we're talking guitar. What Bogren Digital have done is employing IRDx. It kind of makes it feel more organic. It's extra compression, it's extra distortion and harmonics. You know, like a real speaker works. You can, if you wish, bring in your own impulse responses, which is very cool. We have 2 cabinet types we can choose from with different microphones. Let's choose that one, and let's choose over here. Let's go for a modern with a ribbon mic. I like ribbons. Of course, we have 2 cab types built in, modern and vintage, and we have 5 microphones for each, which is really nice. Not too much choice, but enough choice. Bogren Digital come from a world of kind of one knob plugins, and while that is really great, this is tweakability for them on a whole nother level. It's not ridiculous amounts of tweakability, if that's a real word. It is now, but it's enough for the most discerning guitar players. Now, IRDx is cool. However, if you don't like it, you can turn it off, or you can dial it back, which is also really nice. Let's go for dialing in a tone with this. Let's get something a bit more fruity. I'm going to go on to, we're on channel 1 at the minute. That's the clean channel, kind of Fender-y, clean tones. Think of channel 2 as kind of Marshall-y tones, and channel 3 as kind of boogie, full filth tones. I'm more of an 80s rock kind of guy, so I'm going to start there. Let's 6L6s, it is subtle. like that. A little bit more gain. Actually, what we'll do is we'll kick Vanilla Sky in. I like that. Right, let's go into the cab emulation. I have to play with here. Nice, I like that. If we turn IRDx off, it's not so much a sound thing, it's more of a feel thing. To me, it just feels more organic, more real. There is that kind of lovely cabinet sag thing. If we crank it up a little bit. It feels like I'm playing through a real cab. You know, it feels like I'm playing through a real cab loud as well, which is really nice. Now, the master effects, we can take some of that bottom end out. The master EQ, let's lose some of that. Boost a little top end. Nice. Now, let's put some of that reverb in. Tiny bit of reverb, we don't want too much. Nice. Bit more pre-delay. Now let's have some delay. A little bit too long on the feedback. Now I'm going to time it to my DAW session. We'll have dotted eighths. A little bit too much in the mix. Bit too much feedback. There we go. Now, I know I said that MLC Subzero 100 is designed for the super high-end, super high-gain player, should I say. And it does do that whole kind of chuggy thing really well. Let's bring up even a bit more gain. Let's go over to there and bring in some Fascination Street. A really usable suite of guitar type products, guitar type tones within one plugin. So I really hope you found that useful. I like this thing a lot. It's certainly going to become part of my guitar recording arsenal. I don't really have that kind of high gain tone sorted out yet. And quite frankly, this could be it. So I really hope you enjoyed that. My name's James Ivey from Production Expert, and I'll see you again very soon.